So, when it comes to the fold sticks, there's basically 4 choices. Benks, Pitaka, Thinborne and Spigen. But which is the one for you? Now, let's at least be short about one thing. If you want hinge protection, there's only one option, being the Montage Armor Air from Benks. Now, you might be wondering, where's the other part? Well, that seems to be the trend with these Aramid Fiber cases. They usually come without a front piece. Now, this case may not have a front, but there is pretty much only one side on which it can land on. So when you actually drop this one, you have a 25% chance it falls on the unprotected side, which is significantly lower than a 50% on most. This camera bump actually feels really good. I think it's aluminium and the design looks great. More than enough protection too. Now the hinge also makes it a lot grippier, so that's a good aspect as well. It's also textured to achieve that very goal, which is great. Because there's no front, you will also get that no case feel. Much more actually than with only a thin Aramid shell. On the inside of the case, there is one thick sticker across the whole length, which will make the fit even better. But I must say, even without the sticker, the fit is already very tight. I can barely get it off the phone, which I normally dislike a lot, but with the Fold 6, I'd rather have a tight fit on the case than 5 stickers. You can actually use the hinge as a grip here too when folded out, which is great. Now, especially for such a minimal hinge design. The USB-C cutout is also very good, so nothing to complain there. A complete cutout for all the buttons, which feels very natural since there is no front piece, so there's more than enough room for your thumb. Now, I must say, I was very surprised on how much I actually like this one. Definitely worth a shot if you're doubting which one to get. Finally, Benks makes their cases out of 600D Kevlar fiber. So then there's only the thin Aramid fiber without hinge category left. Let's start with the Thinborne, because I love that thing for the 15 Pro. First thing I noticed was that the fit is just amazing. So satisfying when you click it on the Fold 6. And you notice it holds on very well too. Now, this is the only one with a 2-piece design. So it features a front piece as well. It does have the usual stickers on there, but you notice right away that the sticker quality is much better. There is still minor play when you move the case side to side, even with the stickers used, but it's not something you would actually notice. And most definitely not a safety issue. Now, that left piece on the front doesn't move an inch when you use a sticker, but it isn't a huge deal if you don't. So either way, very usable. Now, they don't have a cutout or slope towards the fingerprint sensor, and at first I was like, damn, that's the only detail they missed. But if you use it, it's not very noticeable at all. It's just like you don't have a case on, so it doesn't need the extra slope or extra cutout on the front piece. Now that I think of it, is that actually possible? Such a thin case. The camera bump looks very secure and is made out of that same piece. It's not a slapped-on camera bump, which is also a unique feature. Now, zooming in on the camera bump, there's this tiny little piece on the side, which I thought was damaged, but it's actually by design. I contacted the maker of these cases, and he told me it's due to the microphone on the camera bump, which I didn't know even existed until then. But I've never seen a case do that for the Fold 6. Not even the original Samsung cases. So I guess that's a testament to their eye for detail. One downside though is that with this case, the corners are a little sharp-ish. Not sharp, but pointy is maybe a better word. Not really much of an issue since you will never grab it exactly there on the open side anyway, but I'm just throwing that out there. It's especially this corner and this corner here. Front bumper is more than enough too and still feels minimal doing it. On the inside of the case, you will see they have a MagSafe ring drawing, but it's just design here since they didn't add MagSafe magnets in the case at all. So that's probably a leftover from previous designs. The Aramid fiber feels very smooth, but there is still ever so slightly a feelable texture as well. Thinborne makes use of 600D Aramid fiber. A great choice. Now moving on to the Spigen Air Skin. This one reminds me of a case. Wait, is that the same camera bump? Looks like it. It's the exact same one too. I'm not sure who got it first or if they just got the same factory, but it's interesting nonetheless. Now, jokes aside, it's a solid camera bump, no matter the brand. Made of aluminium, feels sturdy and premium. Now, if you've seen my dedicated Spigen Fold 6 cases video, you know I'm not a big fan of this case. And that's mostly got to do with the fit and the cutout for the fingerprint sensor. Or better, the non-existent cutout on the front piece, which then sort of blocks your thumb from comfortably using it. It still works with the case though, so it's definitely just me complaining, but I use that sensor so much every day, I would get irritated pretty quickly if I had to use this case daily. I must say that the fit is very good at first sight though. If you don't make use of the stickers, it's still somewhat decent. With stickers, the weaker areas seem to be corrected. From my experience at least, they made it a little harder, whereas without the stickers, it would definitely be too easy to get the front piece off certain areas. But the stickers on there aren't the best, most noticeably on this area here. The corners themselves seem to be pretty snug without stickers too. It does feature a little thicker piece on the front left, which is better in my opinion, and although very minimal, it still has a front bezel as well. Now as far as the texture goes, on the Aramid, I cannot confirm what type of Aramid it is here, but it feels very smooth. No texture is feelable. There's also no sharp edges or anything, it just feels smooth. Just got my doubts when it comes to the durability of the stickers, in combination with the fit that pretty much needs it to function properly. Not a bad case at all, just not high up my list either. The third one we look at is the Benks Armor Air. This case looks amazing with the colors within the Aramid fiber, apparently inspired by the Arctic or Nordic night sky. The camera bump is also very unique and you love to see it. I think that design is much better than one separate hole for the flash. The cutout for the USB-C is very good, feels comfortable in the hand, is easily installed, but then we get to the negatives. Being that it's just too easily slapped off the phone. So much so actually that I won't have confidence in its ability to still protect your phone at all. It will 100% get pushed off the phone when dropped. If I can simulate it like this with only a few scuffs, it will get pushed off easily when dropping it. And that's just not good. To me, I always find it funny when one brand has different ways of how their cases fit, because their Montage Armor Air doesn't suffer from this problem at all. And since this case already only covers half of the phone, I just cannot recommend you buying this one. Luckily, Pitaka is here to save the day with their MAGEZ5. Once again though, only half of the phone is covered, and they don't offer a front piece. But here, the fit, the looks, and the feel of this case are so good, you will most likely forget about all of that. The camera bump is made from aluminium, which once again feels very premium, and it just looks awesome here. I really like what they did. The Aramid fiber is very smooth, but you can still feel the texture. Even more so than on the Thinborne. Now, like I said, the fit is excellent, so totally usable without the stickers. But they offer two stickers on the open side, so if you want, you can totally use those. Good USB-C cutout too, dedicated MagSafe magnets to enhance the experience, which are really strong, and it's available in 3 colors, of which I got 2 here. So then, my final verdict. Best overall goes to Thinborne. Due to the front piece, the fit, and just the overall eye for details. With that funny cutout for the mic located at the camera bump. It's great to see. It also still maintains that very thin design, but leaves the hinge unprotected. If you just want a backplate, my choice would be Pitaka. It just feels so premium. The camera bump looks amazing, and every time I opened the box to look at this case, I just enjoyed the beauty of it, especially this colored one. But the black one is also very sleek. Although prices can get a little crazy for only a backplate at $69.99, you would be the judge whether you think that's worth it for you. Then if you also want something that protects the hinge, well, yeah, the choice is quite simple because there is only one. But I would also recommend this one to the ones looking at my best overall choice, since it's really nice having that hinge protection on there too. And it's a nice grip as well. So now your objective is to choose one out of these three, and you cannot miss. Got any questions? Leave them down below, and either myself or someone from the community will get back to you for sure.